Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Defining Discipline podcast. I'm your host, Scott. Defining Discipline is a lifestyle, a mentality, and a brand. And within this podcast, we're going to focus on self-improvement as you follow along with me on my journey. We'll also hear from special guests of all walks of life on this podcast and their remarkable journeys that led them to where they are today. Today is day 172 of my journey. It was at the beginning of the year this year when I challenged myself to run 365 days out of the year this year, all outside, bearing the elements, all in a row. I'd also challenged myself to run 1,500 miles within this time frame. Now, this is only my second year ever running. Within the first full year of running in 2020, I was able to run 1,002 miles, and I did that within 175 days out of that year. So this year, with the goal of 365 days in a row and 1,500 miles, it will be a 50% step up in the amount of miles I'm going for this year, as well as a 100% step up in the amount of days I am going for, not to mention just in a row. Also within this time frame, I had challenged myself to do two big races. One race being a 50K trail ultra marathon race in Yankee Springs, Michigan, as well as the Detroit Free Press Marathon. Well, was able to get the 50K trail race finished. Got that done in 7 hours, 15 minutes, and 22 seconds. Officially am an ultra runner. Very excited and stoked about that. I now have a bar set for a time to try to improve on. And I was able to get out there the following days after that race and still put in small mileage, but still put in mileage to keep this streak going. So now we are sitting here on day 172, like I said. And I have the Detroit Free Press Marathon coming up as well. So I got the training kind of going for that, trying to still put in big mileage now after that big 50K, trying to start implementing bigger mileage. I'm not going to say big mileage. The most I think I've done is 7 so far, closer to 8. So this is, still trying to get into medium mileage, but I'm going to try to start doing some bigger mileage here towards the end of the month, and especially here in August, or in July, when July kicks around August. I'm already thinking 2 months ahead, guys. So like I said, looking forward to that Free Press Marathon coming up here in October. Other than that, let's kind of just talk about daily mileage, I guess, for today, day 172. So for today, day 172, it was a 73 degrees out, kind of cloudy and sunny at some points, but a cold front came in, so it was really nice. It was really windy, and the wind was actually kind of really chilly. So it was a nice temperature out there. Wasn't too hot. Felt great out there. Perfect day for a run. Actually would have preferred to put a little bit more mileage in that I had actually put in today, but I put so many miles in yesterday with elevation on the trail that just wasn't feeling it today. The body was a little sore, and I was really tired from not getting much sleep last night. So didn't put much mileage in today, but it was a beautiful day to do that. Was able to get 3.4 miles for the day, guys. That put me also at 3.4 miles for the week, because today is Monday. That put me at 96 miles even for the year, which put me at 756.2 miles for the year. I said 96 even for the year. That's actually 96 even for the month, guys. I'm sorry about that. Let's actually focus on that month of the 96 miles. So every single month, I challenge myself to do a 100-mile challenge in honor of a charity in which I donate money to, as well as I start a fundraiser to try to raise awareness and money for as well. So the first 5 months, we were able to raise money and awareness for 5 great charities, as well as surpass the 100-mile challenges in every single one of those months. Now we're sitting here in the 6th month, which is June. And the month of June is Alzheimer's and Brain Awareness Month. And for that reason, guys, the 100-mile challenge, June's 100-mile challenge, is in honor of the Alzheimer's Association. So all donations that get made will go to the Alzheimer's Association. You can find the link for this fundraiser on the Defining Discipline Instagram story, as well as the Defining Discipline Facebook story. You can also find it on my personal page's Instagram story, as well as my personal page's Facebook story. Within those stories, there's on the top of the story, it'll say donate on Facebook. You click on that, it'll open up the Facebook page where you're going to be able to make your donations, however much you would like to make. All donations that get made go directly to this fundraiser. Facebook does not take any percentage. That's why we continue to do these fundraisers through Facebook, because they're not taking any cut of the fundraiser or of the donations. So, that being said, guys, I do know times are tough. Not everyone can afford to donate, but still would love to help out. The best thing you could do if you want to help out is just click that share button. Let people see it. Put it on your page. We are raising money for this, but the other thing we are trying to really do is raise awareness. So clicking that share button, getting as many eyes on it, even if they don't donate, as long as they kind of see it and see what it's about, that's the main thing what we're trying to do here for these fundraisers and these charities throughout these months during the 100-mile challenges. So we're about to actually close this 100-mile challenge out within probably the next 2 days, if not tomorrow for sure. Wednesday it will be closed out. We're sitting at 96 miles, so we will get the 100-mile challenge done yet again, 6 months in a row. And yes, that's pretty much it, guys, on the 100-mile challenge. Now, before we get into today's episode 172, we're going to do a quick checkup. I did challenge myself to read more, as well as become more literate by challenging myself to do words of the day and trying to just read more and expand my vocabulary. So we're going to talk about the book I am reading. I was unable yet again to get anything done last night within reading. I wanted to catch up and get closer to starting the second chapter of Beyond Order, Jordan Peterson's second book in the 12 Rules for Life series, but was unable to. By the time I got this uploaded in the shower and got everything ready for work and my clothes washed and all that and everything set aside ready for work, it was like midnight, and I'm usually in bed by like 11:30, so I was fighting sleep just to get everything done, and then by the time I got done, just was ready to fall asleep. So then I fell asleep, planned on getting up earlier this morning, but just was tired from that run, was really sore, and didn't get up too early and not early enough to get ready and get all situated, my breakfast, my coffee, and all that in, and was not able to get enough reading in. So do plan on getting some reading in tonight on Beyond Order. Like I said, I challenged myself to try to get 30 minutes a day, but just anything right now is productive for me. So now the word of the day, we will talk about that here real quick. So the word of the day is inveigle, and that is to win over, entice, and to acquire by flattery. So that is today's word of the day. Now let's kind of get into today's episode 172. Today's theme for the day is stubborn, guys. It is something that we all tend to be. I think that we all are very, very stubborn people, especially nowadays with the access of technology at our fingertips. We become very stubborn in thinking that we are right and we know what's right. And I don't know. It's not a good way to live. And I know I have been very, very stubborn over the years, and it's something that I've been really, really trying to work on. And that's what this podcast is really about. It is about following me on my journey of running and changing my life on a health aspect and trying to be more athletic and really focus on my running career and things like that. And the transition from the life I had before into where I'm at now. But it's also about working on these flaws and these character flaws that I have. And I'm trying to become a better version, not just a better version, but I'm trying to become the best version of myself possible. And I'm trying to note out some things that, I find myself to be that is probably not the best that I need to really work on. And, me being stubborn, like I said, it's something I think that we all need to work on for sure. I see a lot of people being very stubborn. But again, this podcast isn't about other people. It's about me and what I need to do and how to work on it. And maybe if you're stubborn, because I know you probably are, like I said, because I think a lot of people are, maybe you can take away something of me talking about how, me recognizing how I am stubborn. Maybe you could take away something from me acknowledging it and talking about it. Maybe you can reflect on your stubbornness as well, and maybe we can all address what we're being stubborn about. And I've noticed the thing I become really stubborn about is the things that I feel like I'm so confident and know about. And when I really look at, back on life, the things that I used to be the most stubborn about, when I look back on it, half of the times I wasn't even correct, and I was just so stubborn and making such a big point out of it. And I would have took it to the grave that I was right. And I wasn't. And, it's not always well advised to stick to your guns, especially if you know you're wrong. And I think that's something that we do a lot, especially nowadays. We have no ownership, especially within our own mistakes. So I think the thing we could really work on, if we want to be less stubborn, something that I've been working on is taking ownership within my mistakes and just taking ownership in general. And when I find myself being stubborn in situations, when I'm being stubborn, it's hard to really catch myself within the time. I usually ride the stubbornness out. It's usually after the fact of me being stubborn that I realize, wait, I was just being a really stubborn person there, and I need to really change my attitude and my position, and I need to stop being so close-minded. So being stubborn is something that's going to continuously hold me back. And I think it's something that holds all of us back. Yes, it's okay to stand your ground and to show strength when needed. But I think there is a huge misinterpretation and mix-up between being strong and being stubborn. And I think a lot of us fall to the latter, and we are being more stubborn and mistaking it for strength. And that's something, like I said, that I think has been the biggest change within my life over these past 2 years, is not being stubborn to the idea that maybe what I think I know and the path I'm on that I think is so perfect and right, maybe it's not right. Maybe what I'm doing isn't right. Maybe I am doing something wrong. Maybe it's not everyone else's problem. Maybe I'm just being stubborn within my own ways. And I was, and I didn't take that ownership. And as soon as I started to implement ownership in certain aspects of my life, I could start seeing, the stubbornness within me kind of just start to diminish in those areas. And I think really, again, I think stubbornness is maybe a defense mechanism for, I'm not really sure exactly for what, but I feel like it's kind of a defense mechanism to protect you from failure. Maybe I think we're so afraid that we could be wrong and that we may be wrong that we're too stubborn to find out if we are, and we're just going to just kind of be ignorant and arrogant in who we are. So that's pretty much it, guys, for the day, though. Really, honestly, is I just wanted to really emphasize that I am a very stubborn person, and it's something that I am working on daily, and it's within me really reflecting on where I'm being stubborn at within my life, and me really trying to again, at some parts it's maybe me just facing the fact that maybe I don't know what I'm doing. Maybe I'm not right, and maybe I'm just being stubborn, and I maybe need to reevaluate and approach these things from a different angle and different perspective. And it was when I started doing that and started not being so close-minded within within my approach at things, is when I started to kind of really open up and be more open-minded to how I'm going to tackle these different aspects within my life. It was then when I started really feel that the overwhelming feeling of being stubborn all the time about everything kind of just started to diminish off my shoulders. And me being stubborn really took a big toll on my overall mood and my mental health. And it's, yes, I think we can all see that correlation, but a lot of people, when we are depressed and when we are stubborn and we're in those moments, we don't really tie to one and one together. We can't make that correlation, the fact that maybe one is contributing to the other and vice versa. So I can't tell you just my overall outlook, how much it's changed as I start to become less and less stubborn within life in general overall. So for today's episode, I wanted to talk about stubborn, like I said, because it's something that I struggle with, and I'm going to continuously struggle with. It's something we all struggle with. I think it's something we can all really, 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 truly relate to. We are all stubborn within some aspects of our lives, and it's something I think we can all work on, really. And I think it's something, if we do work on, I think, like I said, it will help tremendously. And I think it all starts with just owning up to the fact that even though we know what we know, there's always room for error, that we might not have everything figured out correctly. Even though we might be a professional or whatever the case may be, we don't know everything. And I think we can get really stubborn with the fact that we think whatever we know and whatever we're doing is right. And it's when you really start to like I said, look at your life at a different perspective and try to become more open-minded, and realize where you're being stubborn at within your life. I think you can really start to improve on that. So, guys, that being said, I don't want to keep you guys too much longer. We're already kind of getting farther into the episode. Today is day 172. Today's episode is about stubborn because it's something, yet again, that I struggle with, and I'm going to be continuously working on day in, day out. But there's many parts of my life that I was stubborn within, and I've truly believe that with me really working on it and focusing on it and taking that time out to realize that I am stubborn, me taking my time to focus on that and work on it and step back and be more open-minded to those facts has really helped me tremendously to relieve that stubbornness. So, that being said, for your daily discipline, it is to do the same. It is to realize in your life where you're being stubborn, and why you're being stubborn and to really think about it. And don't hold back. That's something I think that we really like to do. Like I said, we like to truly believe that what we're doing is the right thing because we like to believe that we're right. We like to believe that whatever path we are following is the correct path when a lot of a lot of the times it's not, even if it feels like it is, or you are on a good path, it may not truly be the correct path. And I think when we all start to kind of realize that maybe what we're doing isn't the right thing, and there's better ways of approaching things, and that we're just maybe being stubborn within our own ways. When we start to kind of approach things like that and really open up and become more open-minded, I think we can, tackle our stubbornness. So again, your daily discipline is to really focus and analyze and think about the things that you are really being stubborn on within your life, and how to really tackle those, and your best approach of doing it. And I think it's to really to go back and start over with a beginner's mind, even no matter how professional or how, like I said, how experienced you think you may be. When you find yourself being stubborn and you really are in a stubborn moment, try to really put yourself in that beginner's mind, or beginner's mentality of thinking, well, maybe I should really reevaluate this and start again with a better approach and really tackle this again. So for your daily discipline, it is to find where you're being stubborn within your life and to quit being stubborn, guys. We need to be better people. And it's something I'm working on, like I said, daily. So every single day I am trying to be a less and less stubborn person. So other than that, thanks so much for listening. 172 episodes now in the books. This is the Defining Discipline podcast. If you guys can, please give us a like, a subscribe, a share, and a follow on our Facebook, our Instagram, our TikTok, and whatever podcast streaming platform you guys listen on, as well as our YouTube. You can obviously see the visual videos of the podcast on YouTube, and you can listen along on the streaming audio platforms. So thanks so much for following along and listening. Episode 172, 172 days in a row of running, guys. 756.2 miles so far in the year. Second year ever running. I am your host, Scott. This is the Defining Discipline podcast. I will see you guys tomorrow for episode 173. Make sure you guys get your daily discipline done. Let's be less stubborn. Let's be a less stubborn. Let's make humanity in general just less stubborn. I'm at a loss of words right now, guys. I'm sorry. I'm trying to become more literate, and I'm brain farting all the time. So clearly I'm doing something wrong. So let's just be less stubborn. That is your daily discipline for the day. I will see you guys tomorrow. Thanks so much. Peace out.